thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Here we are for episode 327 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from western, northeast, South Dakota. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, what do you think we got for him this big July episode, July 2022, hitting him with here this week?
I'm curious. I was just along for the ride. I thought you were taking this one.
Oh, crap. I thought you had something.
I thought I was like the live audience tonight.
Oh, well, this is going to be awkward.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. We've got so many fun topics to talk about this week. It's crazy. Something cool we're going to go through. We got a new contest announcement. Pretty exciting new contest. We've, at this point, become, I think, pretty well known for our various silly goose contests that we've had over the years. And we've got another one that's coming. We'll get into those details. We've got a sack segment. We've got a can that you brought. We've got exciting guest, Mr. John Haack, this week.
One of the very few two-time guests.
Yep, one of the very, very few two-time full featured guests, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Who is really on that list?
In the call-in era, for sure. Probably the only two-time call-in special guest. We've had multiple people on the show for brief phone calls.
Yeah, Repeatonomics will catch us on the
and we've had other. Brad Neitzel probably takes the award for, or my brother for.
I was going to say, Flying Ryan even guest. He was a guest host for a period of time, even,
like 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah, right.
Maybe even 4, maybe?
Because we didn't treat him as a guest when he was on at a certain point.
Not really, no.
He was just another host, wasn't he?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, actually. That's in the gym, too, on top of that.
Remember, those are some interesting episodes.
I'm curious what we even talked about then. We'll never know. There's no way of ever knowing.
No. Nobody will ever. We could never. Luckily, there is a catalog. You can go back and listen to all of it. All you need is about 600 hours of listening time.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
But we won't make you sit through that today. Today, we're going to talk about some new stuff. And one of the newest, most exciting things.
We can't get ahead of ourselves here.
In the spirit of that, I want to tell you about SPUD-Inc-Straps.com. Big announcement here for SPUD Inc. It's their 20th anniversary sale. It's a 20-day-long sales event. We're already in the midst of it. It ends July 20th, so there's still plenty of time to get in on the big SPUD Inc. 20th anniversary sale. They're very proud to celebrate the 20th year in business at SPUD Inc. It's been fun and innovate to come up with innovative new solutions to help improve and build the lifting community. They couldn't have done it without all of the great customers and partners. And as a thank you for coming along with them on the journey, there's a 20 days of discounts. 25% off wraps, straps, and sleeves. 25% off apparel. 10% off Tsunami ab mat and tempering mats, 10% off metal bar attachments and chains, and just a whole bunch of stuff. Check it out. There's a whole, presumably from what I've seen, it's like their biggest sale that they've ever had to celebrate this 20th anniversary at SPUD-Straps.com.
And the key is if you put pencil to paper, you'll see you can't afford to not get it.
No, from what I'm seeing here, you literally can't afford not to. You'd just be a sucker to not take advantage of these deals, in my humble opinion.
I wasn't going to say it, but you said it. So
is IMHO in my humble opinion or in my honest opinion?
That's a good question. In my head, I've never second guessed what
do you say then, though?
Now that you've told me to think about it, I can't say it now.
Okay. I feel like I've seen both.
Yeah, I think it's humble. I think humble. I think I'd go with humble.
So you're saying humble?
Yeah. Isn't that what most people say, in my humble opinion? The phrase isn't typically in my honest opinion, right?
I think in my humble opinion makes more sense.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Honest opinion feels a little unnecessary to say. I mean, both of them aren't really.
Because people just say, honest, being honest.
Yeah. So it's in my humble opinion.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best in early and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit TexasPowerBars.com. What'd you do for the 4th, Tanner?
We stayed local, shot off some fireworks.
In your backyard?
We did actually shoot some in my backyard.
Is that cool with the law?
It's not.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
We gamed the system though.
Did you?
That
you were inverted,
I told
so
you,
they couldn't catch you.
I was inverted. You pulled an invert. No, we just did it for short periods of time. So I'm like, we're gonna create some noise here, but it's like what's that style? It's like guerrilla warfare. We'll just go out and hit them a little bit, and then we're gonna pull back, and then we retreat back, and they're like, "Oh, where did it come from?"
Yeah.
So that's what we were doing throughout the day and throughout the night, because I kind of like my backyard is
kind of out of town.
Yeah, there's like not it's a field behind it. So that's what we were doing. Is like I'm like, we'll shoot like 4 or 5 off, then we'll stop, and like in an hour later we'll go do it again. So none of the basically just the real reason, just so none of the neighbors are getting.
But it started
annoyed.
at 10 o'clock at night and it went till 6 in the morning.
God no, I was in bed. I was on the 4th of July. I had to work the next day, so I wasn't staying up.
Shit, yeah.
The 4th was on Monday. I was in bed by 9 before it was dark.
And also the thing around here in the upper Midwest is it doesn't get dark until like 4 fireworks until like after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still, you're shooting it into a lit up sky if you're launching them before 10 o'clock at night.
Yep. So on the 4th, I mean, we were shooting fireworks more on the 3rd, the night, 2 nights prior, because I was, I could party those nights. They weren't school nights.
Get after it.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I made a little trip to Minnesota, and
what region of Minnesota?
It would be, I think people I think call it central Minnesota. Possibly, actually, I think the proper term would probably be southern north central Minnesota. I think would probably be the proper term. It'd be Alexandria, Minnesota.
Okay.
But you're getting to what people consider the northern part, but it's the southern edge of the northern part.
That checks out to me.
And it is central Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we had.
Is it central? I mean, is it really central?
It's pretty damn central.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about as central as you get there.
Okay.
And we just kind of chilled. We didn't launch any fireworks. We didn't have that going for us, but we were on the lake, so we got to do some fun lake things. And then really cool thing, we've talked about how we'd like to do a little biking on this podcast before.
Yeah.
And they had something I was not aware. It was the Central Lakes. I believe the name is the Central Lakes State Trail. And it's a 55-mile bike trail. And it was an old railroad track back in the day. And then like 15 years ago, they took the railroad track wasn't in use, but they turned it into a bike trail, and it is a really cool bike trail. I haven't been on many bike trails in my day, but you're like in thick woods, and then you're kind of out in open prairie, and then you're back in the woods, and then you're in another town, and you're going over bridges. It was really, really cool. You don't really have to stop for traffic hardly ever.
We don't really have that here, do we?
No, that does not exist here. Like I just took off one day and I went 5 miles and I was in another town. I'm like, this town came out of nowhere. This is pretty cool. And there's people, but traffic is not an issue. Like people keep to their side. And so I had a lot of fun on that. Otherwise, again, I wore Massenomics stuff, hoping someone would see me, but
anything?
Still no call outs.
Oof. Disappointing.
A boy can dream though, can he?
Yeah. Don't stop trying.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
The first time you don't wear something, that's when someone would have been there that would have loved to have mentioned it.
It would be. Oh, okay. I got to ask you too. You said you did watch all of Boardwalk Empire, right?
Yeah. It's been a while though. It's been a while.
So I finished that show.
Several years.
It was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was very well done. Come to find out that I don't know much about the early parts of organized crime in America and the mafia. Didn't realize that lots of those characters in that show are real characters.
Was Al Capone was in there?
Yeah, Al Capone,
right?
and I knew Al
right,
Capone was
right,
real.
Right.
And
I remember
he was
very
the
little
only
about
one.
it,
I didn't know
but
like Meyer Lansky or Charlie Luciano or even like
a lot of the names were.
I didn't know those were the guys that started like a lot of the modern day mafia in America, and so that was. I guess if you're familiar with their story, then maybe some of this plays out a little different, because up until the last episode, I'm like, what could happen here? What could happen here?
Right,
but if you know the fate of these guys, you know exactly what's going to happen to some of the characters.
Isn't it funny how old organized crime is like romanticized, but it's like this is very. It's almost like has an element of like. Well, but that's sophisticated.
That's what's funny. Like we were watching the show, my wife and I, and. Of course, at one point, the prohibition agents are coming in and trying to catch him. And she's like, no, I don't want him to. And you kind of got to remind yourself, well, actually, those are the good guys. Like, Steve Buscemi is the bad guy here. He's breaking every law.
Because then if you think it in modern terms, if someone's like, it's it's like if you're in New York City and you're like, the mob, they have this drug thing going on. You're like, oh, those are the bad guys, obviously. Mm-hmm. But when you watch these old shows, it's like, they're
gunning him down in the street. He got rid of his competition, gunned him down, perfect. And then you're like, well, actually, no, that's kind of a lose-lose for everyone. But so it was a very good show. And after I got done with it, I was shocked how much I was reading was real people that did real things. So then it leads you down the Wikipedia rabbit hole. Right. And that can go on way too long. So I eventually had to stop that one. But I believe we were on the road. Another podcast recommendation. I had this ancient list. I believe someone else recommended this one way back in the day, and it was Son of a Hitman. Have you heard of this one?
No.
So the premise of this is, do you know anything about Woody Harrelson's dad?
No.
Supposedly he was a hitman.
Okay.
And some people even say he had possible ties to the JFK assassination and all this stuff. Some people say he murdered 3 people. Some think maybe more than 20.
Okay. Woody Harrelson as seen in Cheers.
Yes, actually, exactly. I forgot about that until they actually used it. They almost used that same line in the podcast because they said this interview with Barbara Walters from the 90s. One of everyone's favorite bartenders from Cheers. And wow, I actually forgot that was a thing. But then it was funny because they also bring up in this podcast that this guy may have ties to Meyer Lansky, who was just in Boardwalk Empire. I'm like, man, we're spanning decades and people. And a few months ago, you could have said that name and it would have meant nothing to me. And
now that you're well versed on the organized crime.
Now I'm well versed in organized crime.
Did you see the big winner from this weekend, though?
Oh,
Joey
I did.
Chestnut.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, big win.
He's like undefeated, isn't he?
We're talking about needing to make predictions. And
we forgot. Well, it's kind of a lock, though, right?
I think they said he won his 15th time, maybe.
Damn. He's got to have something from a genetics, like anatomy standpoint that's helping him, right?
I guess so, right? I think he did like 60-some this year. 60-some hot dirt.
The all-time record's more than that, though, isn't it?
I think so.
Because do you remember Kobayashi?
Yeah.
And didn't they say with him, his stomach actually sat lower or something like that? And that's what gave him... Do you remember back in the day, there was... MTV had a True Life. Do you remember that show?
I remember
True Life.
True
I want
Life.
to whatever. And it was kind of a documentary.
I think there was one like I took steroids.
Yes.
Or something like that.
I think the guy had tiny calves, and he was really paranoid about that. I think he got calf implants. Actually, I think one of the guys did. Yeah, but there was a competitive eating one, and Kobayashi was on it, and they followed him in Japan, and he actually trained really hard. He'd go to the gym and work out hard. But I believe he mentioned one of his things was that
his stomach,
whether there was any truth to it or not, but I think he mentioned that his stomach sits lower so he can fill it up higher.
That makes sense. I mean, it seems like it could be a thing.
Hey, he was a champion eater, so who might argue with that?
That's true. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in a sitting?
Like actually just eat?
Even if
I don't think I could do it.
Whatever.
I don't think I could do it competition. I think I would gag. I think it gross the watery bun thing. That's so gross.
How many in any way do you think you could get down in 30 minutes or what? And just like a.
I'd be okay. 30 minutes is the time limit.
Yeah, because I think much longer. You don't need much.
Yeah,
you're just going to be
I just had to make sure it wasn't 8 minutes because I would.
No, I want the time not really. Just how many could you really eat in a sitting?
Maybe 10, maybe.
10 feels like a lot to me. I don't know if I could do 10.
Feel like a lot.
I'm thinking more than 5, but less than 10
that's
for myself.
More than 5, I know
Yeah.
for sure. More than 5.
Yeah.
The thing with hot dogs, because there's a big variety in hot dog
True.
meatiness,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
And I don't know what the standard Nathan Ballpark Frank is like.
Right.
If that's what it is, or if it's just the Nathan Frank, whatever they call them. I'm not really sure what that brand is bringing to the table as far as their package goes, you know. Because like an Oscar Mayer wiener, those things are not very big.
No, but you got to eat the bun along with it.
I know. But also the bun. How much bun are they bringing?
That's
bringing
because
there
some
too?
are. I don't like the bun to be. I prefer a small bun ratio on those things. Like I do not want. I don't want bun like if I buy a hot dog and the bun goes beyond the thing, I'll like rip off.
Yeah.
The bun.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't want.
Well, and I'd say I'm more of a brat guy all the time.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a way more substance there.
Absolutely.
My wife thinks hot dogs are good, and I think she's crazy. But not that they're bad. But if we're gonna have brats or hot dogs, I'm always picking the brat. And I'm just this weekend grilling up some hot dogs then. And it went on the bun, and I'm thinking, this is a regular hot dog bun, and there's way too much bun there.
Yes.
So I don't know. I have to see what the ratios are. For sure, more than 5. 10 probably is like the absolute limit. I'd probably be closer to 7 or 8 is probably actually where I'd be.
That's honestly where I think I'd be about at. I mean, I would get sick of it for sure.
But I think you could do more than me though. You could I know you can eat more than me. It'd be mentally is.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm not. My problem is I can't push through that too far with a hot dog because I don't like it that much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like once I get kind of full, I'm gonna be like, oof. I just can't eat much more hot dogs.
Is 8 hot dogs and buns really that much more than like eating a large pizza? Is it that much more food?
Doesn't seem like
it can't
really
be that much more bread. Really,
No,
pizza
right.
is all bread, so it's probably 8 more than that.
I would
sitting before.
Speaking of pizza, I would just need a big glass of milk to help me out. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you show up to the competition with
Hot dogs and milk.
a milk glass for dunking. Oh, he's really flipping the game on its head here.
And
not only is he eating 60 hot dogs and buns, he's drinking a gallon of milk in the process.
Trying to get still on the go mad. I can't let a little hot dog eating contest get me off go mad.
Can't lose these gains.
What's the appropriate condiment on just a plain old hot dog?
Ketchup.
Condiments or condiment.
Ketchup and mustard. If you're at a baseball game, you get a little relish on there too.
It's funny. I like pickles. I like pickles on my burger and stuff. And I like pickles. Relish, like I do not.
Really?
Relish is just like chopped up pickles,
I think
right?
so. I don't know.
There's something about it I'm like that I just don't like. It just doesn't please me in that way. But so did you say ketchup and mustard though?
Oh yeah, ketchup and mustard always.
Yeah.
And a lot of people for brats are mustard only. I'm still ketchup and mustard on brats.
I agree. I don't need that much of any of the condiments though. I don't need my wiener just soaked in condiments.
I like a fair amount on there, lubes the gullet.
Yeah.
Helps everything go down.
I like just I want to taste the meat, not the heat. Doesn't apply, but said it the other.
Kind of does though. How about sauerkraut? Is sauerkraut ever accepted?
I hate sauerkraut.
Oh, you do?
There is no gray area. Sauerkraut
every once in a while,
is the most might be the most repulsive food that I
every
could ever
once
think
in a
of.
while, like just a couple times a year, I'm in the grocery store. I'm like, you know what? I need to get a kielbasa. I need to fry that thing up in a pan with the big jar of sauerkraut on it and just eat it until the sauerkraut grosses me out. And then I'm good for like another 6 months.
Sauerkraut, I think, is the most disgusting food
Really?
that exists. When I went to school, kindergarten through 12, I went to the same school and we had the same basic rotation of food for those 13 years. And,
They would sneak a little sauerkraut day.
Yeah, like brat sauerkraut day was a day. And I was not picky about the school. Like I liked almost all the school lunches. When it was the sauerkraut day, I almost couldn't stand to go into the cafeteria. And I'm not like, I got sick, like just walking in there. And I don't know that I can recall ever even trying it, but there was just something of like, it was just the smell. Like I could never get, it was just absolutely repulsive.
I think you're kind of missing out. They're not too bad.
There is nothing about it that
like
looks
there's
good.
A specific flavor there, but it's really not that bad.
I would gag just even if I was like started to put a forkful up to my mouth, I think I would gag.
You get a brat with kind of like some Dijon mustard and a little sauerkraut on there. That thing's ready to go.
Oof.
Well, let's cleanse your palate here.
Yeah. Boy, all this sauerkraut talk really has me disgusted.
Mm-hmm. We got a LaCroix here. This isn't a
I hope it's not sauerkraut flavored.
This is a trap I set you up for. Refreshing.
That's good. That's real good.
Oh yeah. Okay, should we talk about this contest before we?
I think we better talk about the big contest, and we get to our we got a little time. We're not in a huge rush, so we can go through
take
give this contest its fair due. And we hinted at this for everyone that's been tuning in live. They know this is coming. We've got our big contest coming up. We've got our prizes selected. We've got the contest figured out. We've got the time frame figured out. So I guess here we go, right? It's that time.
It is that time. The Discord's.
So do we want to start with the grand prize, before we even say anything, or do we want to start with
maybe
what
we
the
should say what the
contest
contest is and then reveal the grand prize.
Because we have a grand prize.
Well, first we'll reveal the runner-up prize.
Okay.
And then the grand prize last. You know, you got to save the best for last year. So is this is the formal announcement. Are you ready?
This is the formal announcement. So that we can say right away, this contest begins. Submissions can begin on July 11th, Monday. That's the day that this episode officially airs. And we're going to take submissions for 1 week. So you'll have through the 11th through the 18th to get your submissions in for this contest.
And this contest is the Drink Spotter Trick Shot Contest.
Correct.
What is a Drink Spotter Trick Shot? Somewhat self-explanatory, but it is going to be a contest for whoever has the best Drink Spotter Trick Shot videos. So there could be a lot of things there. It could be, as simple as flipping a bottle into a drink spotter from across the room, some long distances, some heights, some crazy things. It could be maybe there's a cup in there and you throw a ball in.
Yep.
That's been done. So maybe you add a few extra bounces. Maybe there's a flipping bottle and a bouncy thing happening at the same time.
Maybe you're lifting in the midst of it and somehow you get a trick shot into the...
Yeah, there's a lot of levels you could take with this thing. Yeah. But I think we're going to see some pretty cool things.
Obviously, one barrier to entry is you probably kind of need a drink spotter. If you don't have one,
drink spotter really helps for the drink spotter.
If you don't have one and you really want to get involved, you get creative and think of some ideas. But it's going to be tough to do it without.
Yeah, we're hoping to see a drink spotter involved at some point.
Exactly. And so, in order to submit the submission's going to be through Instagram. A video through Instagram, and what do you need to tag us?
Yep, make sure to tag Massenomics at Massenomics, and then use hashtag DrinkSpotterTrickShot.
DrinkSpotterTrickShot, pretty simple,
and those should all pop in.
Do make sure to use that hashtag though, because that's how we can kind of curate the submissions when it comes down to time to selecting winners and everything. We can more easily see everyone's submission if you use DrinkSpotterTrickShot as the hashtag on there, and do make sure to tag us too.
All right, should I start the frequently asked questions section now?
Yeah, is there any frequently asked questions?
Can I enter more than one video?
Yes, I think the answer is yes, right?
I agree. Yeah.
We want to see as many as possible. You can only win once. So
can I win more than once?
No.
Okay.
We're going to roll with your best submission. You can do more than one submission because maybe you're unsure of which one we're going to like the best. Because we don't know for sure what's going to be the best. We don't know. Obviously, we don't know what's going to be the best.
It could change as the contest goes.
Yeah. Yes.
Extra points for... Okay, next question. Extra points for multiple drink spotters? Possibly. It definitely doesn't hurt you.
It can't hurt.
Does not hurt you in any
Wearing any other, Massenomics Massenomics apparel showing up in the video isn't required. Doesn't hurt. Any other Massenomics references that make it into the video somehow. Maybe you, instead of a bottle flip, you go with a bit of a throwback reference and you flip hot McDonald's apple pie into the drink spotter.
I like that. That'd be good. That'd be good.
Apple pie doesn't carry the same weight it used to around here, I don't think. But if you've been around a while, you know all about the McDonald's
how that goes.
apple pie.
Good point there.
Could you incorporate a LaCroix? Sure. Not a bad idea. That on its own might not be enough, but...
Yep. Could you incorporate a pair of collectible shorts? Possibly.
Pretty good idea there.
Another question here. are you going to verify that someone hasn't won more than once when we announce winners? We can't confirm that at all. That's
Past performance may be a indicator of future. Future.
There may be 2 winners that we don't notice. Same person might win twice.
We
might
ad
not
lib
notice.
in those cases, and we figure that out on
We're
the fly.
just freestyling that,
Yeah.
so can't guarantee anything there. Who was the mole this time? I don't know.
We don't even know. We don't. That's
We're
how
in so
deep.
deep.
Yeah, that's how deep this runs. Is we don't even know the mole for sure. Should we show what some of the runner-up prize? So if you're not a grand prize winner, we have
Some runner-up prizes, and the runners-up are going to be getting what I'm holding right here, and this is a hefty. Listen, you can hear it. It's
made
hefty.
from polymetal.
Polymetal. This is the real deal, and this is the caution. Please keep drinks spotted in this area sign, and it has pilot holes drilled into it for easy mounting on any wall, and those will be given to the runner-ups. The caution. Please keep drinks spotted in this area sign.
And this is a thick.
Yeah, this is what you actually make a sign out of.
Right.
It is bright yellow. It has
It looks like an official caution sign.
Yeah, it has the big yellow caution letters on a black box, and then there is
Stickman man slipping.
a little icon drawing of a stickman slipping inside of a rack with a drink spilled on the floor because he did not keep his drink spotted. So we'll be giving away a few of those to the runner-ups. These will also be available for sale on the site.
Yeah, I think we'll
As of Monday.
put those out Monday to go along with this contest.
If you want to get one of those, OSHA compliant. I don't know how this couldn't be OSHA compliant. It's bright yellow.
And it does have pilot holes in all 4 corners, and it's 14 inches wide by 10 inches tall.
So be on the lookout for those. Do we want to go to the grand prize now, Tanner?
I suppose we should.
Right.
Everyone's wondering. The big question is, if I'm going to put this is also FAQ. Why would I put so much time into this contest? Why would I care about doing that? What could I possibly win that's of any like real value to me? And we thought we've got just the thing. Don't
We have got just the thing. In fact, we need to suit up to an extent before we even show this next
So
item.
you don't, Tommy, need to put on a blindfold, but I do have something else for you to put on for this.
So we're giving this the white glove treatment, as in I literally am putting on white gloves right now.
So am I, because we cannot handle this grand prize with our bare,
Sometimes
dirty old bare hands.
the finer things in life, you have to protect. You have to protect the investment.
Someone after these are golf gloves. No,
These are the white gloves for the
these
white
are-
glove treatment.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you have yours.
My greasy, dirty, grimy hands are protected.
Okay.
And here we go.
Do we have any music? Or
Oh yeah, here let me get something going here. Yeah, the crowd's going wild. Woohoo! All right. Okay. And this is the world's first 24-karat gold-plated drink spotter.
Yes.
And damn, this thing looks good.
And it is not painted gold.
No, this is actual 24-karat
gold-plated
gold.
drink spotter.
Yeah. I didn't see this. Tanner, you've had this for a little bit. I didn't see this until right before we recorded this. And this baby shines. This looks good.
Yes.
I kind of thought it would look maybe like gold spray paint, but no, it looks like gold.
I love gold.
It looks really good. And it's completely coated.
Yeah, the pin is coated. And luckily for you, we do have, depending on if you're a 1-inch drink spotter, 1-inch rack person, or a 5/8 rack person, we have you covered either way. Mm-hmm. You will be able to win one of those, whichever it is you use. So you won't, we're displaying the 5/8 version here, but we could also have this in the 1-inch version if that's what the winner wants. And I don't know if this comes across on video, all that. And also, if you're just listening to the podcast, you listen on audio only.
Yeah.
Shoot over to YouTube and check this out, or shoot over to our Instagram page. We'll probably have showed this.
Some ways the lights hits this. It just looks like I'm holding a gold bar from certain angles here.
And we'll even include the winner will also get a pair of white gloves just so you don't have to
get your greasy paws on it.
There's more white gloves where that came from.
We got the big bag of white gloves. Amazing. Wow.
No, you not used white gloves. They actually get their own fresh white gloves. This thing really turned out it's better than what I really didn't know if I knew what to expect.
Yeah, pictures, it's like, it's gold, but in person,
and
that
what
thing shines. It really does look like as shiny as a gold ring.
And I'll be honest, this is not going to be something you want. I don't know. It's up to the winner, of course. I don't know if this is something you want to put on your rack. This is more of a display piece.
It's more of a conversation piece, really. If you worked in an office and you had this thing in your office cubicle, people are really going to wonder what the hell that's about.
Yes.
Very cool.
So submissions to the contest, you can start submitting them on the 11th. We will not take your submission will be null and void if you're listening to this live and you submit prior to the 11th. So you must wait until then. But you have time to, if you're listening live, if you're on our Discord crew, you're getting the early jump on this to start letting the creative juices flow a little faster than other people.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what's gonna come of this.
This is a very worthy grand prize, I think.
Yeah.
This has a cash value in excess of, boy, it would be hard to even put a cash value on this, wouldn't this is worth hundreds of dollars.
You know, with everything going on right now, the prices of exotic metals have to be through the roof. I haven't been watching, but I'd imagine.
Quite has a retail value of, I would say, upwards of $250.
I don't think that's unreasonable one bit.
I'm excited about that.
It's amazing.
We've had this for a little while, and we've been waiting to bust it out for this occasion. So
the gold coating goes in every letter perfectly. Yep, it's good stuff. Incredible.
It is incredible. So that is, and the hashtag again is what? Drink spotter trick shot. Yeah.
And we'll have a post about it too on Monday. So so people know.
And we'll start sharing those obviously once they come in.
It's gonna be good.
But please, as with anything, and especially a contest like this, safety first, people. Be safe out there.
Keep your drink spotted.
Yeah, keep your drink. We do not want a lost time incident for someone slipping on a spilt beverage.
Safety,
please,
is no accident.
No, especially not in the drink spotter trick shot challenge.
Mm-hmm. Can't be having that.
Safety first.
All right, we better put this back in its locked briefcase.
In its vault.
We'll get the armored truck here.
Whoa!
No, don't drop it. No.
Can you imagine?
I'd cry.
Can we wear the gloves the rest of the episode?
They're not terrible, are they? Tanner's miming over here. He's stuck in a drink spotter. Oh, he's got a rope. Got a big ass rope.
That doesn't make for very good audio content. Doing.
All right, the next 30 minutes, we're going to be doing some of our mime work. Yeah. We've been practicing over here.
I probably can't. Can you use your phone? Can you use your phone through this?
Oh
no, that's not going to work.
That's going to be a problem.
How can I tell what's on our itinerary if I can't get to my phone? Let's see. We had a few other. Do we want to do sack segment before? Maybe we'll do the sack segment. We do have a sack segment. Let's save that for after.
Okay.
Our guest.
Okay.
Had a couple other topics. Maybe we could save those for later as well.
Do we have any supporting members?
Yeah, we can't go without a supporting member segment, of course. First thing in there, we wanted to congratulate Big Mini. He did his Twitch Rivals meet. So he just did an actual meet here.
Yeah. Didn't he do like 2 meets in about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or so
The second one was the Twitch Rivals meet, and he did a 546 squat, 375 bench, and a 639 deadlift.
Nice.
That's real good. And then the other thing is I wanted to, with June closing, I just wanted to shout out some of the more recent
good
people that had joined up as we've done before. So
roll call, you could say.
Yeah, right. So thank you for supporting Christos. Thank you for being a supporting member. That's Big Christos. Actually, I forgot
Formalities
prefix.
matter
But,
here.
okay, Big Matt, our 17th Big Matt, thank you for joining up. Big Jesse, thank you for becoming a supporting member. Big Jesse. Big Benjamin, welcome to the supporting member family. Welcome. Big Lee, hello, thank you for joining our supporting team. Big Jacob, thank you for supporting. Big Justin, thank you for joining the team. Big Matt, oh my, what? It's two Mats
In
in
one
that
month,
period
we
of
had
time.
two Big
Okay. Yeah, Big Matt. And then more recently, Big Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a woman.
Getting some women in the
Yeah.
mix. We like that.
The old chocolate chips in the cookie there. And then
That's right.
Big Ethan, thank you for joining the supporting membership family.
Great stuff.
So that is our supporting member segment. If you don't know what that was we were talking about, every week it's a relatively new segment to the podcast where we shout out some of our supporting members that they've chosen to support us. So we like to support a few of them back each week via that segment. And if you would be interested in finding out more about a supporting membership options, go to our website.
Massenomics.com/join. You can sign up. Memberships start as low as $3 per month.
Damn. That's really cheap with everything that's been going on.
Those prices have not changed with inflation.
So
They
inflation
should, though.
has not affected the price of your supporting membership?
Not yet,
Okay.
but it could be.
So it's a value buy.
It is a
At
value
this point,
buy.
right?
You're getting it low right now.
Yeah.
It's only going to go up. There might only be 3 spots left too. Is the other thing people don't consider. So get on that. You'll also get access to a discount code and a thriving Massenomics community inside the
Very
Discord.
active. And you get to
So they can see
yeah.
them making memes of you holding the Excel box, Tanner.
Yeah, that's funny. And you can get just like what they're doing, you get to watch the podcast live and chat with them about stuff. So that's kind of cool too.
Mm-hmm. So thank you, supporting members.
Thanks, supporting members.
All right, should we get our guest on?
One thing first. I want to tell you about something else real quick.
Okay.
And probably our Discord crew would benefit from hearing this as well.
I think so.
This is the Strength Company. We've set out to build a better barbell plate on American soil. We ended up here at Wisconsin's legendary Wapaka Foundry. With over 60 years of ironworking experience, the foundry had the knowledge, technology, and processes to build our weights to our exact specifications. The Strength Company plates are slim but rugged, smooth but easy to grip, and electro-coated for durability and to look great in your gym. This is the next generation of American iron. Only available from the Strength Company.
Nice.
Thank you, Strength Co. Thanks for being a sponsor of this episode. And seriously, get out there and buy some Strength Co. plates if you haven't yet. You will not be disappointed. I think you'll find they're probably the best iron plates you've ever had before, you've ever handled
I think
before.
maybe you're being a little too modest when you say probably.
They for sure are, aren't they? Yeah, that's a good call. Mm-hmm. You can't go wrong with the Strength Co.
Cannot.
plates.
They're the real deal.
Now, should we get our guest on the...
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Should we say bye to the Discord?
Yeah, see you, suckers.
Bye, Discord. All right.
Should we do it
Got
to
the
it?
phone.
See if we can find Big John.
Got your phone, turning your phone on right now?
Yep. The old, got to crank this thing up.
Yeah.
Like,
Battery
this how
just doesn't
phones go?
last.
Were phones ever like this?
I don't know if they ever had a hand crank. Like maybe steam powered or something.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Big John, is that you?
It is. What's up?
Oh, excellent. You're live on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy.
What's up, John?
How's it going?
Really good now.
Yeah. Oh, now it is.
So first things first, could you tell us kind of how you got your start into lifting?
You know, that's a really loaded question. I don't think I don't think anyone's ever actually asked you that.
That's it. We come out with the hard questions right away. Is
So to really get to the root of that, I think we have to go all the way back to the beginning and start with the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215. And, I think we can. How much time do you guys have?
We've got all the time in the world to find out how you got your start into lifting. But we're not going to ask you that. Do you kind of get sick of like answering that kind of question?
Yeah, I remember you guys were saying that you thought I was like totally not into the first time I was on this. It's because like every time I do a podcast, it's always like the same question. So then when like I was on it the first time, I was very like surprised, like, oh, this is actually a really fun podcast to be on.
Yeah. I think our thing is we like to get people we like to talk to people that lift, that are into powerlifting, that are into strength sports and stuff like that. But then it's kind of more fun to talk to them about other stuff.
Not lifting.
Right.
It's like,
right.
they all they do is put lifting online, talk about lifting. Like you kind of know about the lifting side of things. You don't know about the other stuff they got going on.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with that. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, we were talking, or just before we started recording earlier today about when we were in Kansas City for, let's see, that was a showdown meet, right? Yeah, and you lifted there, and we were out at one of the bar. What was the name of that bar? We talked about it at Chicken in a Pickle or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you were there, and we had to bring up.
We had all at this point. It was getting pretty late. It had been a long day. We had all consumed some drinks and we're having a good time. And
yeah, that was pretty fucked up at that point.
Yeah, I think it was probably getting about 1 o'clock, and I think we cornered you. And we're like, I'm like, John, remember when on the podcast when we were talking about that one guy from the Making a Murderer documentary, and you're like, Brendan Dassey? And then you're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got you to do the Brendan Dassey impersonation.
I was going to answer the phone when you called.
In your Brendan Dassey.
In the Brendan Dassey. But then I was like, no one's going to remember that. Like, that was 2019 or whatever.
Any real fan will remember.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, did you get a new whip over there? It looked like.
I did. I got a Corvette upgraded.
So how are you liking that?
I'm loving it. I just got it past 500 miles, so it's broken in. I can open it up.
Nice. Did you have? Did I see? Did you have a Camaro before that?
Yeah, I had a Camaro.
So does this feel like a big upgrade from that?
Yeah. So I've been eyeing the C8, and then one of my friends had it for a while, and I was kind of like, the horsepower is around the same. Like, is it really that big of an upgrade? And then he let me drive it, and I was just blown away by it.
Really? I mean, even from like an acceleration, like power standpoint, it's way different.
Yeah, because like with the Camaro or like a Mustang, it's a front engine, so like you kind of have to ease into accelerating. But with the Corvette, basically just takes off because all the weight's in the back.
Okay, yeah. So you just yeah.
How did you decide color?
I actually went for to look at a silver one, and then they had the red one, but so the silver was a 1LT. It was a 2022, but the red one was a 3LT, and it was about $10K more, but it had a better sound system and a bunch of other features. And I thought it looked better, so I ended up doing that one.
Yeah, red is kind of the classic Corvette color, is it?
Yeah,
too?
it's the Corvette color for sure.
So yeah, very happy with it.
So is anyone giving you like heat for like having a Corvette, like saying it's an old man's car or anything?
I did get a few comments that were like, "Wow, a little early for your midlife crisis."
I don't know that that's the case on the new C8 Corvette.
I don't think
though.
it is.
I mean, we've talked about the C8 Corvette quite a bit. Like Tommy and I have back and forth, and like they've really turned that into it's a supercar. Like
it has a way more exotic feel.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like it does feel like a little like cheap man's Ferrari, but I don't give a shit.
Well, compared to a Ferrari, it is cheap. So it's
right. Exactly.
So was it hard to find one? I mean, is there like good availability on those, or is it tough to track it down?
No, it's actually very easy. So Andy's looking at getting a new car, and he was talking about his trade-in value on his. Then I just decided to look at the trade-in value on my Camaro, and it was $27,000, and I paid 32 for it. So that was way more than I thought I was gonna get. So literally within like 8 hours of me seeing that, I had the Corvette.
Oh, so this is a quick decision then.
Yeah. Impulse bought a $100,000 car.
That's how you should do it. I think.
So is that your daily driving car then? Like, I mean, is that what you drive to work and stuff?
No, I have
Okay.
a Chevy Silverado.
Ah, classic.
Yeah.
Samesies.
You're
but
really
no
keeping the
Corvette here.
Midwest vibe
Yeah.
alive out there with a Silverado and a Corvette,
I know, right? Gotta represent out here.
I guess.
Yeah, there's probably a lot less Silverados driving around there than there is in Wisconsin and South Dakota, where it's every other vehicle on the road.
Yeah, there's a lot more like Teslas and
Yeah.
Priuses out here.
What are they trying to do? Save the environment or something?
Ugh. What's it ever done for me?
That's right. No, that's cool. That's I guess the running joke. Everyone is like, spending those powerlifting winnings. You know, like I saw that comment like 7 times on their post.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
I think, the hybrid basically was the down payment.
Yeah. We had a funny question. This came up on a podcast, several months ago. I think it was like a question someone submitted to us. It was a very odd question that we analyzed at the time, and now we had made note of it, and we figured we had to ask you when you had you on
Straight to the
eventually.
source here.
Yeah. So the question was that we got submitted was, who would win in a jumping contest between John Haack and Jessica Bittner?
Well, I think I would.
That's
I've
kind of
never
what
seen her jump, but I think just like assuming like how like biology,
Right.
I feel like I could jump high. I don't know. Maybe she is a freak athlete, so maybe I'm wrong.
Well, and so what we were talking about, so the question was just a jumping contest. So there's
a lot of different
Yeah,
jumping competitions.
so it could be a standing high jump, just a standing vertical test.
Okay.
I think you'd probably be hard to beat in that one. I'm guessing. I mean, do you feel like you have a decent vertical?
I think I'm like right around 30 inches or something like that.
Okay, so that's
I don't
probably
know,
going to be but then like maybe it's like a long jump, like a track official long jump or triple jump. Have you ever done either of those before?
I did long jump in middle school.
Okay.
Oh, so you're probably pretty good there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might
but
be.
there could also be a standing broad jump. So I don't know. There's
Yeah. It might be hard for
I don't know.
her to win though.
I don't know. So we did like the gym Olympics thing for a little bit, and we did a 100-meter dash, and I literally like pulled my hamstring. So maybe I will pull my hammy on the first jumping thing and then scratch the rest of them.
Well, that's because maybe it is. I suppose if it's like a decathlon of jumping events, the longevity is part of it then too.
That's I guess what I'm picturing now when someone says a jumping competition. You got to test all.
Right.
There's a running
And
tab.
whoever wins like the most out of the 5 or 6 events. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like I think if it's like a 2-legged jump, I would win, but I have really bad balance. I think she would win like a 1-legged jump or something of that sort.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So it could be worth playing it out to really find out for sure.
You know what? Hey, you've heard it here first. I challenge Jess Bittner to a jumping competition.
I gotta say, I want to see this go down now.
I think the world wants to see that go down.
All right.
All
right, you figure out the events and we'll make it happen.
Okay. Well, maybe what if we all have to go to Canada to do it though? Would you still be in?
I am supposed to go there in August, so
Oh.
Wow,
Yeah.
this just keeps getting better.
I know. I think it's in Edmonton, which is probably like right north of you guys.
Yeah, and she's in Saskatoon,
I believe.
I think that's
Yes.
kind of north. Just
That's like north of Montana, I think,
Right.
isn't
Right.
it?
So what are you going there for? You're not lifting there or something, are you?
No, they're bringing me up they're doing a big meet there, so
Ah.
the company's bring me out to do a meet and greet there.
Did you go to North Dakota recently for a meet?
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Dickinson.
Was that the one that was Ed at that one too? Or
Who was it?
No, he I guess they like I think that gym they run 2 meets a year, and I went to the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So how was North? I mean, you're no stranger. Did Andy go too, or was it just you? Or
Yeah, Andy went too.
how'd he like
I
North
think-
Dakota?
I don't think he like hated it. I think like Joe and Briani did not care for it that much.
What time of year? What time of year did you go?
Was that like February?
Oh,
it was
yeah.
pretty chilly.
Yeah. Dickinson's out there too, so it's
Yeah, it was. There was not much to do. I thought this was hilarious, but it's also pretty bad. Their high school team their mascot is the midgets or something like, or like the dwarfs, and it just blows my mind
That's still
that
a thing.
like, yeah, like I'm like it's 2022. How are you guys getting away with this? And I think they told me that they got sued for it by like some group, and they ended up winning, so they get to keep the name the door or the midgets.
I'm surprised they're hanging on to it that hard.
Yeah,
At a
like,
certain
you'd
point,
think,
you
like,
maybe
oh,
like,
it's just a high school. Like,
maybe
what do
we
we
should
really have
change
tied up
this
here?
up. Like, this may be a bad look.
Yeah.
It's a cooler name you could come up with anyway. So
Yeah. Also, yeah, like that's like the worst mascot.
They must be the people competing in that 114 pound weight class that we were talking about the other week.
could be.
Oh.
Yeah. We wanted to ask you about, so everyone's got like, a lot of people have like a particular gym fit, a particular look when they're in the gym.
Yeah.
And we think you have a very particular,
You're kind of like a style icon.
right.
I do like to think of myself as the Gucci of powerlifting.
Well, how would you describe, like, if you're going to the gym, we kind of have an idea in our heads of what you're usually wearing. How would you explain your typical lifting attire?
Like a vibrant top or bottom. Like one of them's like a brighter color, and then the bottom is usually like gray or black track pants, and then some Jordans, a hat.
Yeah, you've kind of usually always got the hat, and your top a lot of the times is a tank top. Like,
Yeah.
more often than not, it's a
100%.
like
I'll
it's
rock a tank top in the middle of winter in Wisconsin.
Oh, so that is like your go-to all the time is a tank top.
Pretty much, yeah.
Has it always been that way?
or did you wait till you got more jacked?
It was cutoffs in like high school, and then I remember like my first time wearing a tank top to the gym. I felt like the biggest tool, and now that's all I wear.
They've kind of
Like
come full circle.
I was like so self-conscious that day. I was like, man, I was like such a douche with this thing, and now I just own it.
Yeah.
And I am still douche. So actually, I think more tool is the term.
Yeah.
But also,
I don't know if it really is. Yeah.
A tank top, it feels like it's gotten a lot more socially acceptable in like the last 5 years or so.
I'll agree with that. I think so too.
Yeah. And then you usually always wear a hat too.
Yeah, got that receding hairline. Got to hide it.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
When are you competing next? Do you know? Do you have a meet picked out in the future?
Yeah, I'm 3.5 weeks out from American Pro.
So what is the American Pro then? Like, where is that, and who's competing?
That one is in Virginia,
Okay.
Arlington, something like that. I don't know. It's a pretty good roster, but so I think like the top like sleeve guys are myself and Zach Myers. Can't remember who else is on the list. And then the wraps are going to be like Chad Penson, Blake Leahy.
Yep.
I don't know women competing. I don't look at that.
So is there decent cash prize at this one?
I think it's okay. I don't think it's like hybrid or
Not enough
USPA
for another
Pro.
down payment on another Corvette.
No. Might have to settle for some cosmetics on it or something. Maybe a wrap or something.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for it because Did you guys watch the Virginia Pro and the USAPL?
So is
Or,
it
like,
the same dude running it or same people running it that run that?
I believe so.
And
It's
everyone says they put on like a really good meet with that, I think, is from what I've heard before.
that is what I've heard too, and I saw like the videos for it, and that was what kind of drew me into it because I was like, oh, I want to.
Is that with all like the
Experience
video boards and everything behind you?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That does look like a really cool lifting environment.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to like feel like like a professional athlete or something.
Yeah, like,
Actually.
have it actually be a production. That's
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering, like with the big meets again, it kind of goes in waves where it seems like, oh yeah, everyone's really getting their shit together, and like we're heading towards these big meets where all the biggest lifters are coming to the same ones, and then like a couple of them will fade, a couple of the meets or directors or whatever, it doesn't work out like it's planned, and then
it's
they
like,
kind
oh
of
yeah, the guy that was running it, now a different guy runs it, and it's the same meet, but it's a different name, and it's kind of lost all the.
Yeah, I think it's because like it's just you don't make money, you lose a ton of money on it, so it's not sustainable, and then it's a lot of work too. So just you get burned out to lose money.
Well, right. It's like the showdown meet in Kansas City. Like from our perspective, it was cool. It was cool having a booth there, and there was a lot of big lifters there. Like there was a lot of people that were worth watching. And I don't know, I don't know what your take is. It seemed like it ran smoothly and stuff, but still at the same time, there's not that many people there. Like we go to a local meet and there's just about that many people there spectating. Like there's no way that there's not a way for that to pay out, for them to be able to pay out decent prizes to the winners and still bring money in.
For sure. And I think like that's kind of what I like about USAPL Nationals, where they have the primetime session. A lot of people complain about them having like 1,000 lifters signed up. I was like, well, Nationals is really just the primetime, and then everyone else becomes a spectator for that. I mean, they get to like compete. Like you're going to compete at Nationals, which is cool, but it really just brings in more people into the venue to watch like the top guys, and I think that plays really well into growing the sport.
Yeah, for sure. Do you, talking about the USAPL, and obviously that's where you lifted prior to going on tested, and it's you can't say that you didn't make the right choice because you've gone on tested and you've been like dominant, basically the best. There's every meet you go to, there's a real good chance that you're going to be the money winner and the overall winner of it. Like, is there any part of you though that for, I don't know, not money reasons, but just whatever other reasons that you're like, I wonder what it would have been like if I would have just stayed there? Like, is there any party that's interested in that?
I mean, yeah, like pondered that every once in a while, but I've never like regretted my decision. The only thing that would make me regret it is if powerlifting actually did get into the Olympics.
Yeah,
while I'm still within like a competitive age.
Yeah, that would make. Yeah, I could see. I mean, we probably don't have to worry about that. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then I remember like, oh, that's not going to happen. So,
yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I don't feel bad.
Back to reality.
Were you on the Two White Lights podcast here not too long ago?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think? I mean, I know there's a lot of reasons and things that would probably stick out, but what do you think is the most apparent thing that makes us better than them?
And you only have to say like one or two or three. But we don't need a huge list.
You're taller.
That's quite a bit taller. Yeah.
Can't even debate that one.
Well, Steve's pretty tall.
Yeah. Yeah, for relative to shorter people, he's fairly tall. Yeah.
Plus, like, you were on what was the show? Workaholics. So
right. Yep. I have
claim to fame there.
You have a much more extensive IMBD profile.
Yeah. Yeah. My Wikipedia page is pretty extensive. So
yeah.
Yep, we're rolling with.
I like the over under more than fuck, marry, kill as well.
I think fuck, marry, kill is not bad, but I think over under has more like it's more has a little more classic staying power. Sometimes like
A little more room for discussion in it too.
right.
I agree. Actually, well, I'll say fuck, Mary, kill. Bill Murray, Bill Gates, and Bill Clinton was like my opener on Tinder for a while.
The Bills.
Yeah,
The Bills.
That's a good one.
yeah. There's a lot of things to consider there too. With like former president, one of the richest man in the world. On the other hand, one of the funniest guys ever.
Yeah, I would marry Bill Murray in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
You'd have a lifetime full of laughs.
Probably
I
seems the
think.
most wholesome out of all those guys.
He has enough money. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Bill Gates' money is like almost too much. Where it's like, what do I even do with
Yeah,
this?
you're walking around with the
Yeah, it's
target
like
on
now
your
we're
back.
weird. We can't even be like normal people.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of know Bill Clinton's experience in the bedroom, so
That's what I was gonna. That is exactly what I'm like. Hey, join some elite group right there. You fucking.
that's
I think we all just solved that one together. There.
yeah, that's not bad. That
All right,
makes
glad we're all on the same page here.
yeah. So what? Talking about podcasts too. Did you and Andy retire the podcast, or are you on a break, or just decide where are you at with it?
Yeah, it's basically retired at this point. I was never really big into it, and I kind of got bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in the future we'll do it, but probably in a different format. We'll see though.
So you just want to be excited about it in order to do it, I suppose. Then where you whatever way it's going to be, just that you think it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like it was just more work at that point.
Yeah.
I wasn't enjoying myself.
See, that's what you just had that mentality for like 100 and some episodes, and then eventually you just break through it.
Yeah, this is by the 327th
Yeah, then by
episode.
you
We
get to-
we don't know anything else but doing this by now. Like I couldn't wake up on a Wednesday and not do this.
Yep, it's part of you.
Oh shit! Do I really want to end up like you guys?
That is what you got to ask yourself.
Yeah, don't do that. Nobody would like that. That's not good for anyone.
There's a lot of downsides and no upsides. So.
Just think you could be like very mediocre strength levels. Instead of being like one of the strongest guys in the world, you could be like super like intermediate for your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad then. Like no one like expects much out of you that way.
Yeah.
That you don't, your expectations, Lori, it's a lot harder to let people down because, if you go have a real bad meet, everyone's like, oh,
What's
wrong?
deal?
What happened to John? Like, ugh, I knew he couldn't keep it up much longer. But with us,
like, yeah,
yeah,
that was bound to happen to him.
Yeah.
That's what you expect.
Yeah, I remember at the hybrid, like I was reading some of the I was watching the live stream for like in the warm up groups. I was just kind of bored, and like I think I missed like one lift, and everyone's like, "He's washed up." I was just like, "It's like chill, man."
Yeah. It's like that happens, in powerlifting,
Yeah,
right?
like this is a sport. It's not just automatic every time. Like things can change and go wrong. But there is a lot of experts out there, though. So if you do need help, that there's a lot of people that you could go to.
Like you're pretty active, on social media and stuff like that, and you've got a big following. Do you check like most of your messages and that sort of thing?
Yeah, most of them.
Like, do you get a lot of DMs?
Yeah,
Like hundreds a day, or like how many roughly?
in my like other box,
Yeah.
it's probably like if I post a meme, then I'll get like a lot. But if it's just like a normal day, maybe like 10.
Okay, so you're not getting like absolutely like flooded with these things.
Yeah.
No, but I see most of them.
Do you get many of the dudes like hitting on you sort of thing? Like we've had people that talk about that quite a lot, but a lot of times it's the bigger, Dan Bell has had some funny stories and that sort of thing.
Yeah. See, I found that I'm always like, I feel like I'm kind of in that, like, I'm not big enough to be in the like the bear category.
You don't have the beard.
We actually had this discussion with my friends, like my gay friends. I'm an otter.
Okay, so that's a specific category. What does that entail? Like, what are you?
I think it's like a little bit bigger than like a twink, but not quite a bear.
Okay.
Otter. So it's like
I don't know what all goes into it.
Did you ever see the South Park with the otters? Like, kill the
Yeah.
table eaters.
I will eat your entrails off my belly.
they eat on tables when they have perfectly good bellies.
Science, damn it.
Were you at the Arnold this year?
No, I wasn't.
Ah, that's right. You photoshopped a picture with you with Arnold.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was
That's why I was confused. Yeah. Couldn't tell if you and Arnold were really just chilling or not. So
I wish.
it'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Like just to like actually hang out with him for, go out and eat with him and see what it's like when he's not in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, he's probably like one of the guys. Like, if someone's like, you could train with anyone, I think I'd maybe pick Arnold.
Oh, it'd be really fun.
That's true. We've talked about that question before, and we've asked like Jim McD and Silent Mike and had them answered on their podcast before too. And is that who you'd go if you could train? What about this? Like, they don't have to be a lifter, and they could be living or dead. If you could train with anyone at all, would you go with Arnold, or does anyone else come to your mind?
Off the top of my head,
I think Arnold is a pretty decent choice, though.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I think then you're going to like get a good workout. Like, if I'm lifting with like Albert Einstein,
Right.
A, I'm going to feel stupid as shit. B, he's probably going to be doing like walking with dumbbells or something on a treadmill.
Yeah, it'd be doing like whatever antique lifting thing, like is like a swinging a club or something like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking Shaquille O'Neal would be an interesting one for me because he is so big. Like, part of it, I want to see what can you do in the gym here. Like, let's load up a deadlift, and like, can you deadlift 500 or 6?
And also, when you bench, like, how high do your arms actually go?
Oh, he's there's a video of him and Charles Barkley doing like a bench off, but they used fake weights for Charles Barkley, so like they kept. It was really funny, actually.
Yeah,
like Shaq is just like, how are you? Yeah, or like ESPN or something.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of overrated, underrated, we do have, of course, we prepared this special John Haack version of overrated, underrated for you.
Perfect. Hit me with them.
Do we need to run down the rules again for you quick? I mean, it's been 2-3 years since you've done this, so we might be a little rusty.
I can't ride the line.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And actually, you kind of just nailed the number one rule.
Okay, yeah.
All right, got him.
Oh, okay. Mr. Smarty Pants remembers all the rules over
I remember.
here. Okay.
I'm a savant.
That's a rule savant.
When it comes to Massenomics rules,
you can remember our one rule.
Lifting and remembering Massenomic rules.
Yes. Okay. Overrated or underrated costume parties?
Underrated. I think every party should be a costume party.
And you've had a pretty good collection of costumes over the years, it seems like.
Yeah, we have had. I actually just moved out of that house, and we're really bummed because that was the party house.
But do you have like a favorite costume that you've had? One that you felt like you really nailed the look.
I think my RuneScape character one was pretty good. That one, I was pretty proud of that. That one was I'd wanted to do that costume for a while, and finally it was like my choice to pick the theme for the party.
Did anyone else play RuneScape, or were you kind of like?
Did you have to explain
really
it to everyone?
Yeah, basically. There's like a couple girls there that I didn't really know, and they're like, "What are you?" I was like, You won't get it.
Did you?
I'm just gonna leave my own party.
I'll see myself out.
Did you play? Did you play a lot of RuneScape?
Yeah, I actually maxed at the hybrid.
Oh, like so you still even play kind of recently?
Yeah, I don't anymore. I've taken a break from it. But.
Did you start playing when you were young?
Yeah, I played one in like middle school for a little. I got really into it, and then I quit. And then my roommate in college, he was taking like a gap year between like undergrad and med school. And the way his job worked was he would work third shift, but like a 9-hour shift, he would have like 7 hours of downtime. So he just started playing RuneScape, and then he convinced me to start playing, and it's been an addiction ever since.
Damn, I think I probably played a little bit in elementary school. I don't know if I ever have 10 hours in my entire life. I had a few friends that got into it, but I don't have hardly any time on that.
So you said you're kind of taking a break from it. Are you doing anything? You know, I mean, you're playing anything different now?
No, not really. So I kind of quit when I started making the training app, and then I haven't done too. I mostly just watch YouTube videos and like Hulu and stuff.
I don't know if you should be letting work get in the way of RuneScape.
Well, during quarantine, I was working from home, and it's pretty easy to play RuneScape and do other stuff, so it worked out very well for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Overrated or underrated? Andy Huang.
Underrated.
I would tend to agree. We like Andy. We've had him on the podcast before, and he's a pretty fun guy.
Yeah. I think he gets a bad rap because he says he's huge, but honestly, he's only like 5'10". But like, I get that you're trying to compensate, but but deep down, he's a great guy. So he has a huge heart.
But he is probably rated pretty. I think most people like Andy, right? Though, like, to be fair, so he's rated pretty decently, I think, right?
Yeah, I think he's rated like a B, but he's an A.
Okay, that's a good.
Yeah, there we go.
I think
right.
that's actually pretty good. That's a really good. Is he lifting in the same meet as you then too, or?
Yeah, he's doing that one and the USPA Pro.
Okay, he's looking pretty strong too. It looked like.
Yeah, he's having a good prep. I think he had a little rough last weekend. It was a tough couple workouts, but back on track now.
How's yours going? I guess we didn't really ask. Like, are you feeling good going into it? As good as you could be?
I'm feeling like decent. So like squat's been going really well, but bench has not been the best, and deadlift is kind of right on par. So it's like right in the middle. But I'm probably more so focused on the USPA Pro than this one.
Okay.
So,
when and where is the USPA Pro then?
That's basically the showdown.
Okay.
Oh,
So is it in Kansas City again then still?
Yeah, it's in the same venue,
Okay, and is that in like was that like September last year or
like
something?
25th.
Okay.
26th, I think.
So we have to decide if we go to that then or not. I guess if that's so. Is JP Price putting that on then still, or is it
Yes.
somebody? Okay,
Yeah, they lead JP.
but it's not the showdown. It's a little different. That one dude that was kind of running the showdown's not doing that anymore. I take it.
Correct.
Okay, I don't remember. I just
can't
remember
remember
talking
either.
to him.
I
But
know.
okay, is it in the same location in that same building?
I believe so.
That building isn't bad.
It's not bad, but it's not great. I
Right.
do not like the lighting for like filming lifts. I think like all the videos of like
with all that
posting
backlighting.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
wall of windows.
Yeah, none of the videos of people posted look great. I feel like.
Yeah, there was so many windows along.
well, in
the
the
back of
morning
it.
too. Like,
Right.
I mean, like when people were squatting, in the morning when all that light's coming in, it's hard to see.
Yeah. So in this Virginia meet that you're doing, what deadlift bar are you guys using?
We are using the Kabuki bar.
So do you? I know I've seen when that first kind of came out. You must have been at one and you pulled a big deadlift on that. Do you like that? I just see people talking about it. Do you like that bar, or what's your take on it?
I like it. I know. So I personally had the Cerakote one, and I pulled on I think like a Bear Steel or something, and the Bear Steel is definitely better. That's what's in the meat. Like the Cerakote one, I have some grip issues with it, and it's just feels a little bit off. But it takes some time to get used to.
Okay. What about like it was it Death Grip Derek? I saw he like maybe partially tore his hammy or something, and I don't know if he was, but it almost looked like maybe he was blaming part of it on the bar. He's like, first time I've ever used this bar, and
I did because he also shits on the squat bar,
okay.
which I disagree with. I think that's the best squat bar in my opinion.
Okay.
The Kabuki squat bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes he probably likes to just have an axe to grind, I think.
That could be.
Yeah. Okay, but so you overall you like the bare steel version, but overall you're cool with using the Kabuki bar. And would you? I mean, is that your preferred choice then? If you had your choice for deadlift bar?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Like it's kind of it doesn't matter too much as long as I know what bar is being used, so then I can train with it. But yes, I'm happy with the Kabuki bar. I know a lot of people were not as pleased with it.
All right. No, that makes sense. Okay. Overrated or underrated Star Wars? The whole Star Wars greater universe. I think we've seen you dress up at something in Star Wars before.
Yeah. That's tough. I will say I personally love it, but I'm gonna go with overrated.
That's kind of what we're at, and I think too. It's hard to say. It's not because it is so.
I think it's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Well, and there's starting to be so much of it now that it's hard to. It's almost saturated.
Yeah.
You know.
So did you watch Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Obi-Wan I thought was good, and I'm assuming you watched Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think Mandalorian's one of the best like Star Wars things.
I agree.
Book of Boba was like okay. I didn't love it, didn't hate it.
It wasn't that you know when it got good is when they turned it into Mandalorian Part 2, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is awesome again. Like it's just Mandalorian now.
Yeah, the first few I feel like they didn't play off his him being like a Tusken Raider stuff very well.
Right.
Like I feel like they could have dove into that a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Obi-Wan I was a little concerned after Boba Fett, but Obi-Wan now I think was good. I think was pretty damn good. And plus Vader was in it.
I was going to say the Vader fight against Reva was probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, like
Star Wars.
The old Star Wars are very good for their own reasons, but they can't compete with like that, like the shit that was going on. But it's weird with Vader. It's like this dude's like so injured that at times it almost seems like, you know, he walks like a statue, but then get him fighting and it's like, I can do whatever the hell I want to.
I feel like his movement is it's like it scales to like whatever he needs to do.
That makes sense actually. Yeah.
But like I'll also put Rogue One as one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
A lot of people say like out of the
I feel like it's very like diversive.
Right.
Like people either really like it or really dislike it.
Yeah, a lot of people like it out of the because there's the last trilogy, and then that was Rogue One like somewhat separate from the last trilogy kind of too. Is that right? Or, yeah, a lot of people like it better than actually the movies in the last trilogy, don't they?
Yeah, I did not care for I liked New Hope. I thought it was good, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like I don't like any of the characters other than like the original.
Who's the bad guy in the new the recent trilogy?
Oh, I do like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, he's pretty good. What's that actor's name?
Well, Adam Driver's just like
Adam Driver, yeah. He was pretty good.
I'll agree with that. I think he was definitely like the best actor. I feel like. Well, what's his name that played Moon Knight? Poe.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like he's like a really good actor, but I feel like that character just kind of sucked.
Yeah, and I know other people have talked about this, so I'm not the first person saying it. But the whole, like in Obi-Wan, the whole like age of people and like the timeline where like Obi-Wan and like Luke's aunt and uncle and stuff, they looked all pretty young still. And then
it's like in 8 years they're supposed to be.
Then all of a sudden, they're like from the original movies, those people were old as they look like elderly people. It just doesn't make much sense there.
I think Tatooine really ages you.
You try living in a desert with 3 moons or 3 suns.
Yeah. And no sunscreen, you age quick.
It's not great for your skin.
No. Okay. Okay, last overrated, underrated topic, and this one's kind of worth all the marbles, so everything comes down to this one. Overrated or underrated bucket hats?
Underrated.
What do you have? How many bucket hats do you have, do you think?
I think I have 5 right now. I think I got rid of a few when I moved. There was a couple that I was kind of like, I don't really wear these ones, and I have a small head, so I need like a smaller bucket hat, and a few of them, just the brim's too big, doesn't really fit right.
Yeah, we've looked into making bucket hats before, and it's hard to find like
sourcing
the right bucket hat. Yeah.
Yep, not as easy as you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last time you and I think was it the last time you and Andy did a meet together? You guys both had the full Adidas tracksuits on.
Yep,
with the bucket hats too. Do you guys have something planned for this next meet?
We do.
Oh,
is it under wraps for now?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's kind of playing into like all the USAPL guys wearing suits. So.
Okay.
Yeah. That's sort of the trend right now.
I'll say we originally were going to do the like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that's
suits,
good. That's good.
But we just they do not make that in Andy's size.
Yeah, right.
It's a very specific person.
That's a really freaking good idea, though. Like if there's
I wish we could have done that.
Yeah, that's great.
So, that was our weigh-in plans.
Yeah,
I think whatever you do, just the idea of like kind of poking, having a little fun with the idea of them wearing their suits and stuff, I think is a great idea.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is genius.
Yes.
The Dumb and Dumber orange and blue suit though would have been like the perfect one but I bet Andy's not fitting into one of those blue
I need smaller friends.
Which one of you would have been who though?
Because
did Jim Carrey wear the orange suit?
I think Jim Carrey. Yeah, he had the orange, didn't
so.
he?
Yeah. I think
Lloyd Christmas.
I think I look better in blue and he looks better in orange. So I think we probably go that.
Okay. Samsonite, we were way off.
Yeah.
Good news though, it looks like you passed overrated, underrated. So we'll get
passed?
Yeah, we'll get to
Yes.
air this episode.
Perfect. Do I get another pair of shorts for that?
Oh, mate, actually, that's a good point. You did a great job because we got a bunch of people together for when we came out with our Lift Shorts 3 and did a video, and we tried to give everyone a little bit of direction. Everyone, is you, Ben Pollock, Jessica Bittner, Jonathan Oldham, a bunch of people from our Discord community, James Strickland. We had
Yeah, there was a lot. I can't even remember all of them.
Grant from the Street Call. A whole bunch of people got in on it, and everyone had we kind of told everyone the same thing, but everyone had their different spin on it. And you did really well.
Your prop usage was great there.
You put some time into that, it felt like.
Yeah, I had like 3 or 4 like ideas, and I finally narrowed it down to that one.
What did it say? Like expensive shorts monthly or something? Wasn't that what the?
I think it was like fancy shorts Esquire or like quarterly or something like that.
Yeah. But don't go around advertising to people that we gave you a pair of shorts for that.
Well, I was gonna say that honestly, the way I got the Corvette was I walked in and I brought my I was wearing the shorts. And they were like, "Wow, this guy has money."
Yeah, like, oh, he doesn't need financing, does he?
Yeah. And then they saw the Camaro.
You're paying in cash.
Yeah, they saw the Camaro and they're like, "Man, Camaro kind of shit." But to be honest, those shorts, like, we'll give you $3 for the Camaro, but those shorts,
they're worth the $30K.
We'll trade straight up the Corvette. So actually, with the shorts and the Camaro, I got $3 back. And
I'm wondering who really came out ahead there, though. If you think about it, they now have the shorts, and those are never going down in value. So
I'm just picturing the dealership passing the shorts around,
smelling
them. The sisterhood of the traveling shorts. I think you guys should make like a short film of that.
A short film.
Yeah, short film.
There's never too many puns about the shorts, is there?
Nope. They write themselves.
No, you did a good job. That was really fun. When I first got, when everyone's was coming in, I was sending them to Tommy, and when you sent that, I'm like, oh, this is great. You got to check this out. I think we actually made you the closing video on that because we were like, we got to end with this one.
Yeah, I was. I think.
Yeah,
I like to have fun sometimes.
But don't advertise the free shorts thing to people. We have a reputation to uphold.
You can cut that part out.
We'll clear all this out.
You do pump out some pretty good memes though from time to time, so we always enjoy that.
Oh, thank you. I don't work that hard on them.
But it feels good, like when you don't work that hard and it goes over. You're like,
those are the best ones.
I'm killing it.
Usually, when you work the hardest, they do the worst.
I've had people be like, why don't you just like become a full on or like make a full meme page? I was like, I can't do that. I need to. I'll either like see like GIF or like a scene where I'm kind of like, oh, I'll save that, and then like later at a certain point, I'll just kind of have a spur of the moment idea to like, oh, that'll work. Let's go with that.
I do that all the time.
Oh, that is how a lot of them are. It's like you just see something, you're like, this is funny, this could be something, and you just kind of let it happen, and that's when you get the really good ones.
Exactly. Yeah, like you can't force it.
That's true. It's tough when you force them. That does not pan out well.
I've had a few of them like that, and yeah, the people know.
It's not a good feeling when you think you have a funny one though, and then people like it doesn't get a good reaction. You're like,
I will
what
agree.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah. Like, I'm funny. Come on, people.
You got to find like kind of like a sweet spot where it's like it's not too like niche, but like I don't know. Like sometimes you can go too broad and then just like
if you're just like sumo is dumb, or then it's like
that doesn't.
You can't go like too generic.
Right.
Yep. It is finding that sweet spot because then you make it too specific, and then everyone in the comments is like, explain.
Yeah.
Someone explain this to me.
Yeah, it's an art. and we're all the artists.
Matic is my paintbrush.
My canvas.
Yes. So you mentioned it briefly there. Like, what do you and Andy have going on? What did you come out with here recently? Like, explain it to us.
Yeah, so we dropped the Proven Strength training app. It's our baby. We have like 19 programs on it right now. Like beginner, intermediate, advanced, multiple days. It's great. Check it out.
So it's Proven Strength. Is that what if you go to the app store or whatever, is that what you search?
So we have like the easiest would be just to like click on go to like either one of our profiles and click on the link tree, because do a little workaround of paying the app store.
Yep.
You have to like download it externally, and then once you like sign up through that, then you can download it from the app store.
Yeah, because how much would the app store take from you if you went through that?
It takes it takes like 1/3.
Damn, that is
a
lot.
Wild.
Frick. Yeah.
So
we're all for sticking it to the man.
Instead of it being like $50 a month, it's only $29.99.
Right. So you're passing the savings on. People almost can't afford not to take advantage of that.
Exactly. Like, think of how much money you're saving by doing the app versus like one-on-one coaching. In like 10 years time, you could afford some Massenomics shorts.
Yeah,
right.
A down payment. That would
Play
for
the
sure
long
be a
game
down
on this
payment.
one.
A down payment on a pair of shorts. Yeah, that's smart. Like, that just makes financial sense.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be stupid not to.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. So we'll have people check that out. Anything else we need to tell everyone?
No, I don't think I have anything else.
Okay. Well,
do you have anything else you need to tell anyone?
We just want to tell people, make sure to check out, follow our friend John Haack on Instagram.
Go look out for his memes.
Yeah, no, that's cool. We'll be rooting for you in your next meet, and hopefully we run into you again. Who knows? Maybe Kansas City, maybe in Ohio next year at the Arnold. I'm sure we'll see you somewhere, and we'll have a good Brendan Dassey laugh wherever it's at.
Dickinson or Edmonton, so we can do our jumping competition.
Yeah, we'll get Jessica on the horn after this and get the logistics all nailed down on that.
Perfect.
Could you close out with maybe like a Brendan Dassey voice?
Oh, I don't watch the shows a lot. I'm trying to think of, I don't know. I don't know if I can. All right, guys, I gotta leave. I gotta watch WWE.
Put the SmackDown on. All right, see you, John. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Cool beans.
There it is.
Got him the double cool beans.
He never disappoints.
Yeah, see, the Brendan Dassey reference was old when we brought it up in like 2019.
Yeah, then it was old. Now
in
it's really,
2022, there's probably people listening that
Definitely.
have never watched.
definitely people that have never even heard of Making a Murderer. They're like, who the hell are you even talking about?
That's true.
'Cause
That's
all
that
of-
a weird. Is Making a Murderer like 10 years old, or is it not that?
It
old?
was right when it was. This is how I remember it. It was right when the first gym opened. So what was that? 2015.
2015.
Because you had a picture of Ross working out, and you said making an arm murderer when he was doing dips
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And that's why I always remember it, because I hadn't seen it yet then.
Yeah.
And big Ross making an arm murderer.
That's. I'm making myself laugh with my old joke from 7 years ago.
Oh man, that was so funny.
I knew what I was doing back then.
But that is the thing. Netflix, a lot of their shows are kind of a flash in the pan. You know,
True.
they get like Tiger King.
Take over the country a little bit for just a
for maybe a month at the most.
Yeah.
And then they're just gone. Like the world moves on.
or not Hunger Games, but you know the show, like what was that movie with the games? It was in dubbed because
Yes.
I can't even remember the name
Squid
of the
Game. Yeah.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
I could not remember the name of that, and there was like a year ago, everyone like
That was
you couldn't.
That broke like every streaming record they had.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And then Tiger King too. Like those are some of the heavy hitters, but they do just kind of disappear.
They do. Yeah, I bet there's people that are like, "What's making?" Like I've
Just said 3 shows, and I've only heard like 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah. Making a Murderer was one of the early ones of those.
That
it was
really,
yeah,
like blew up the cold case thing, or not even cold case, just the
even like the
social- or
streaming,
justice.
but even just like streaming online binge watching shows through like a streaming provider, like a new show binging that they just put all to streaming right away that you can just, because that wasn't coming out like weekly or anything.
No,
was it?
and that's how Netflix is always. Netflix
Right.
has always dumped the whole thing at
Right.
once. But yeah, that really felt like to me that was the big first murder mystery one that
Yeah.
really got people's attention.
Yeah. Then just shit gets overplayed, just like everything ever, and then all of a sudden you don't like that stuff
It does get
anymore.
kind of weird when you just start to get immune to just bad things happen to
yeah.
people all the time. Okay, it's,
Yeah.
I guess it just happens everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what did we have? I knew there was something. We have a sack segment. We got to get to that for sure. First, before that or after that? Should we do sack segment next? I had also something really important I wanted to tell everyone about.
We'll do the sack segment.
Okay, we'll do the sack segment first. Okay.
People want to know what's in this sack.
Yeah, there's a sack.
I want to know what's in this sack.
So first, I'm going to hand you that right there,
What?
and
Not even sure. Oots? The crab chip? Potato chips? With Chesapeake Bay crab seasoning.
so this is a special package from Big Briscoe, and I've already read this. I think with what's here, I think he's all right with me reading the note on that. It's always questionable if people want their notes
How
read
from
or
the
not.
heart and private it is.
Right, because some are pretty.
And like if they want us sharing the pictures, the intimate pictures they send us to.
the physical dick pics that they send along with it. I love tuning into your podcast during my long commute to work. Here's an Old Bay care package. Old Bay is a sacred thing here in Maryland, and I love getting other people to try it who may have never had it. It goes great on chicken, popcorn, French fries, blue raspberry flavored pre-workout, eggs, and the hot sauce is great for chicken wings if you like those. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for making lifting lighthearted and fun. Good note, really good note.
So we got
Briscoe.
to crack into these right now then?
So just the quick story on that is,
we got more.
yeah,
Okay.
let me give you. So here is
Old
the
Bay hot
Old
sauce.
Bay hot
I
sauce.
feel like I've just seen this before.
That's what
like
I felt like.
subconsciously. I don't think this really exists around here, but I think this is one of those. It's like when you see all the pizzerias and they have that yellow can of the tomatoes, and it's like it's it's part of
that's what this
what your
looks like,
brain
seems like,
associates with things.
Old Bay. So we each got one of those,
Awesome.
and then I think this is kind of the
we
really
got
centerpiece
the real
of this year is
seasoning here.
the Old Bay seasoning.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to try this. I'm most interested in trying this, and like you said, this is a big deal in Maryland. Are you gonna give it the sniff test?
Oh, it's sealed up. I don't really.
Yeah,
that's the hassle breaking the seal
and
off it,
then
but I am excited to.
There was also a second bag of chips, but the box came. The box, this was in a white USPS box, and the outside had gotten very greasy. The outside of the box, what the other bag of chips had like broken open inside of there, and the grease from the chips had soaked like through all the way.
So
through
you
the cardboard.
haven't had a chip yet, then?
No.
Well, I feel like we should have one.
Yeah, and I only really want probably like 1 or 2 to try anyway, so you can keep the rest around, and your wife can test them out.
So these are the crab chip. You know what else is big in Maryland, Tanner?
No.
The Wire.
Oh, of course.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
It's a city in Maryland.
Right. The Wire. Is that new show on
that new show from 2002 on HBO.
All right, so what do we got here exactly? So I know what is this crab flavored?
Utes the crab chip potato chip with Chesapeake Bay crab seasoning. So it's just it's good. I could eat a whole bag of these for sure, but it's just like a chip with like kind of seafood seasoning on it.
Yeah.
I like chips. I do like chips, so
I do not almost ever eat chips.
I don't either. No, I don't really. Tortilla chips, I can pound tortilla chips, but I do find these good. They're just like really salty.
Yeah.
With a little extra.
Just a little
Something in
different
there.
flavor, right?
I like that though.
A little bit of zing, like just the slightest bit of zing on there.
It's got me pretty hopeful for this hot sauce and this seasoning in here.
I'm more curious about these just because I'm not that much of a chip guy, so I'm more curious about these little numbers. So no, I'm good on the chips.
That was Big Briscoe?
Yeah, Big Briscoe. Is that right?
Thank you, Big Briscoe.
I'm just gonna verify.
Excited for this.
Yep, Big Briscoe. Didn't want to say it wrong. Okay. So that's super cool, Beans. Then another thing I wanted to talk to you, and I've been meaning to have this conversation with you for a while, Tommy.
Uh-oh.
Well, what I wanted to talk to you about, this is really important. Are you sitting down for this?
Yeah, let me sit down, actually.
Okay.
I've been standing up for the last hour and a half in the corner behind you.
Okay, now you can sit down.
It's like that
it
time.
felt a little awkward, but I wasn't going to say anything.
It's like that time when we were Ryan was having like his bachelor party at Chris's house, and after like 30 minutes of Ryan sitting behind you and you talking to him, like looking over your shoulder, you're like, I'm actually just talking to you and you're behind me. You guys are like having a conversation.
Yeah. And he was like sitting directly
You were both
behind me,
facing the same direction with him behind you, and that's what you guys
right. And after a while, I'm like, you know what? This isn't a comfortable.
Maybe it's easier if I'm not looking away from you while we're talking.
That it has been a little awkward that you've been standing over my corner.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have one last chip and sit down now, Tanner.
Okay. So what I really wanted to talk to you, I've been meaning to talk to you about this, is the Juggernaut AI training app.
I actually wanted to talk to you about this too.
Oh, okay, good. We're on the same page here. Then we both.
I actually did want to talk to you about this. So
no, you're not just being sarcastic like I've been for the last 5 minutes.
No, I'm actually leaving the corner to come sit down and talk to you about this because I want to talk about it too.
No, we've both been using the Juggernaut AI app for quite some time. We're on concurrent weeks right now. Even are we both on week 13 of our Juggernaut AI training? And it's been going well for me. Like my training's been going great. I've actually been really enjoying my training. Been hitting some decent numbers relative to where I've been at in training lately, and I no doubt part of that is because of the Juggernaut AI app that we've been using.
Yeah, I don't want to use hyperbole when I talk about this, but I would say that the Juggernaut app is the best thing that's happened to my training in the last 4 years, easily. That I have had just a really tough time I mean, I've had like some injuries, so I've had like a hard time like
Stringing
figuring out
together like a
just stringing together any type of anything more than just a couple of good workouts.
Right.
It's just like always was just like 1 step forward, 4 steps back.
Yeah.
And then when you're not making any momentum, it's like, well, where the hell do you even start to? And I mean, not that I don't. Part of it was luck, I guess. Just Juggernaut. It hit at the right time, and things were going good. But I also put in really low conservative numbers, and for 13 straight weeks, it's just gone up and up and up and up and up. And like today, I did my top set. So I'm in a strength block here.
Yep.
And finally hitting sets of 4 after doing sets of 8 and 6. And oh, it feels good to get back to sets of 4. But my top set for squat today was. I did my first set of 4 at 355, which it's nothing. I mean, I've squatted way more than that
relative
before.
to your best. But we've talked about that before. It's not, you can't. Yeah. When you're at different points in training, you can't get stuck on comparing yourself to maybe your best.
Yes,
ever.
and that takes a long time to get out of. Because I've squatted 550 pounds before, and so it's like, well, 355 or 350 is like nothing. Right. But I'm doing it, and it's feeling like a 6.5, 7 RPE.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling so fresh.
And you haven't done that much in...
It's been years. It's been years just because everything always feels shitty. And it feels good. Like I'm getting done with the workouts, feeling fresh. I feel like I actually worked my muscles and I'm not in pain.
Yep.
And like I left my top set was like 350 and my back off sets were 330 and every one of them felt so easy. Like, and it wasn't that many months ago where squatting in the 3s again comfortably seemed impossible. Didn't seem doable even. So I could already, I can just feel this momentum coming and I'm excited now to go back in the gym. And my bench is moving really good again. My bench is I can start to see, I could see by the end of the year getting close to as good as my bench has ever been. I think that is within reach. Yeah. Bigger numbers just take bigger time, like with squat and deadlift. It just takes longer to get to those.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm excited and hopeful and feeling good about the gym, and the app is nice as a log to reference the history of your lifts. I'm just pumped for lifting right now.
Yep.
And that's thanks to Juggernaut AI.
So,
and I would say that's not a paid ad. I mean, it is a paid ad, but I'm also saying those things because I do believe
you're really saying that.
Yeah.
All of that is, and I'm here. I'm also half the party's getting paid out of this, so I'm also extremely biased myself. But I can vouch that you're just that's true. What you're saying is a true thing that you're saying.
And another thing I couldn't even believe, part of this isn't just the app; it's eating too. But my wife showed me a picture the other day. I need to just post this of me holding my son when he was born. He was born 2 years ago,
right?
Just a little over 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh, who is that skinny guy? Because that was right when COVID was at its peak of scariness, and we had a newborn baby come in. So I wasn't really going to the gym. That was probably the least I had been lifting in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I probably at most weighed 190 pounds, probably right around 190. And in my head, I look so skinny and small. And then I'm looking at a picture of myself now, and I'm like, damn, I'm actually kind of feeling big again for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Not big really, but compared to then,
right.
I feel like I am big. So all good things.
Yeah. So check out the Juggernaut AI app. And most importantly, all that stuff's good stuff, but you know what's great stuff? Discount code Massenomics, MASSENOMICS will save you 10% off of that AI app membership for the life of your membership. And we get paid for it too, so it's a win-win-win. Classic win-win-win. Excellent result in a conflict resolution. The win-win-win.
Yep, that's not a zero-sum game.
No, we just summed it up to 100.
That's a 100-sum game. 100. Is there something I need to talk about over here? What do I got on my list? Well, I have to tell you a story about our friend Big Mo Maurice Huffman.
Yes, I was hoping that was it.
Okay, so I'm not going to go stand in the corner again yet, Tanner. In 1995, Maurice Big Mo Huffman founded SwissLink. He had a partner based in Switzerland, and their mission was to bring authentic Swiss Army goods to the United States and into the hands of those yearning for quality gear at uncompromised prices. Over the years, that mission expanded to nations across Europe and beyond. Now, for nearly 3 decades, Big Mo has been traveling far and wide in search of the best items for military forces around the world. Big Mo doesn't only find authentic military clothing for Swisslink, he brings in everything you can imagine, from Czech Army bedpans to Italian champagne glasses. At Swisslink.com, you can find classic military surplus uniforms, a great selection of military-issue backpacks, tools, wool blankets, NATO fuel cans, gas masks, emergency food, first aid kits, survival packs, camping gear, and so much more. Swisslink's unrivaled collection and dedication to quality customer service sets them apart from the rest. Treat yourself to the real thing with authentic military surplus and save 15% on your first order from Swisslink.com with code MASS, M-A-S-S, at checkout. That's SWISSLINK, Swisslink.com. Thank you.
Thanks, sponsors. Just checking out over our rundown quick, making sure we got finished with that rundown.
There is some things on there. I didn't know if you wanted to hold off on those or not.
I suppose we could wait.
Okay. I guess I'll have to show up next week and find out.
There was a bit of TikTok something on there.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
I barely know what it's about, to be honest. I was hoping I could bring it up and you'd know more about it than I do. So
maybe once you get into the details, maybe I know more. But
I mean, do we want to have a 10, 15-minute conversation about that? Or
we're only an hour 45 in.
Okay.
It's only 10:20 p.m.
All right. Should we talk about it then?
Sure.
We've read all of our ads. We had our guest on.
This is practically bonus material.
We did our sack. I would say again before we forget, make sure to get involved in the drink spotter contest. Especially if you have a drink spotter.
Yeah, get in on that.
Shame
the great thing about this contest is you don't have to know your way around making memes. You don't have to do any on-screen acting.
You don't even have to hardly see your face on there.
You don't even have to show your face in it. So this is a really easy one to get involved in if you don't like to be the limelight. You don't like to put your acting skills on display.
Right.
This is the one to do.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess what I just had written down was TikTok security.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, this isn't a new thing. I've seen it more in the limelight just as of recent again, the issues with
how the app can steal your private data.
Yeah. And how it's, at its core was a Chinese owned company, and how, maybe not only can they see all your data, but they're really maybe pushing the envelope on some stuff that some other companies aren't doing, even going above and beyond on some of facial recognition.
Oh,
sort of like what exactly all are they doing? And this is also kind of maybe a tinfoil hat. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Is that a tinfoil hat conspiracy thing, or is it a legitimate concern that we should be concerned about? I don't actually know the answer to that. What do you think?
It's tricky. Because you don't want to be like the old person that's kids these days.
Right.
Because at one point it's kids and their damn colored televisions, and then kids and their video games, and
the internet.
Kids,
the internet.
Kids and their vulgar music, and then kids and the internet, kids and their violent video games. It's okay, every generation just complains about kids these days. You do almost wonder though, we're talking about a medium that is made to be as addictive as possible, to the extreme, to the point where, we're talking most of the stuff goes for seconds,
Yeah.
And it's it has to catch your attention in seconds. And if it can't, then it gets passed up. So, movies. No movie's designed to catch your attention in seconds. A lot of movies don't catch your attention until an hour in,
Right.
So, there's that standpoint of just this whole attention span thing. And I don't work with kids or anything, but people do complain and say that, kids' attention spans are getting shot. They can't pay attention to anything now because they're starting to be conditioned to just boom, 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 next thing, go, go, go.
And I can see that logic, but is that just a case of people being kids these days?
I don't know. I think that's kind of maybe, I could see how that one could be more of a boogeyman thing.
Right.
Seems like you could conduct some experiments and actually get to the bottom of that one. But then looking at what's actually going on.
Right. That's what I'm really wondering about.
I am curious because the way phones work, you can't just do, I guess maybe it's a little different on an Android phone, but Apple does have some pretty tight security things in. Are they doing something that's coming in through some back door that we don't know about? Maybe, but it also seems crazy that Apple wouldn't know about it either.
Right.
And if Apple doesn't know about it, or if the Apple found it, like I would imagine they're going to do whatever they can to stop it. I mean, Apple, like, what did they tank like $8 billion off of Facebook's market price just because of their ads? So like they're not afraid to say no to people. But at the same time, like Apple does most of their manufacturing in China, so they don't want to upset China either. Like there is some complications there. I don't know. Like I guess the facial tracking, they could just be scanning all of their own stuff and seeing it.
Well, and I've seen this, of course, and people talk about it, and it's the China element adds something else to it.
Yeah, because that's what they're like, well, are they really doing anything that Facebook's not doing? And it's like, I don't know, probably not. But it's also like, oh, Zuckerberg harvesting and ruining all my stuff. Well, he's American at least. So
Right.
At least he's destroying us from the inside. He's not an outside force ruining us all.
But I thought it was interesting. I work at a multi-billion-dollar company.
Mm-hmm.
Our head of IT in a meeting had basically like said,
don't put these on your phones.
Yeah, be careful about having this on your phone or your kids even having this on their phone, and not because of the issue of like, is this form of media like just the security, didn't they the security issues, because I think the like Congress was grilling whatever, like the I don't know who they were grilling, like if it was like part of the TikTok ownership or whatever, the the
like
US
ByteDance or something.
Something that like about like these security issues that they're like particularly concerned about. But I'm also like, do these congressmen actually know?
Oh, they don't know anything.
Right.
They're like,
right.
I mean,
they probably know less about it than I do.
They're
and
notoriously
I don't know shit
bad about anything.
Right.
Obviously, politicians are the worst in general. But then to expect them to know anything technical, like how a computer works, is just beyond like their skill set.
But I think maybe as of late, there was more conversation about it.
Yeah, and I did see some headlines popping up but it was more just the headlines of, they're harvesting all this data from American people, and then also their algorithm can be used to push the direction for how they want a whole nation to be influenced. Which I don't discredit that one for a second. Like, if the same thing Facebook and Instagram can do. And I mean, we don't really complain about the algorithm that much other than like, hey, show more Massenomics stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I complain about our posts not getting enough reach.
Like that's the extent of our complaint about the algorithm. But I mean, that's a really easy way to influence. Like, and people want to say, oh, I'm not influenced. It's like, until like they find one thing that really gets your attention, and then they bombard you with that all the time. And now whether it's something you find polarizing or just women dancing naked in front of the camera, it's like, they're entering your psyche, whether you know it or not, whether you don't want to admit it, but they are having a play in it. I think it's, but I think where people are holding up though is maybe potential legislation on them is, if something starts to happen to them, well, then Facebook's going to be like, well, then that's just going to come down to us, and that's going to hurt our ad revenue.
Right.
And Google's going to be like, well, our entire business model is built around ad revenue, and that could potentially hurt us. And Apple is kind of in a different boat because they still make a lot of their money from hardware, but also like those apps need to be like existing and going.
5 of the biggest corporations in the world that are like, we don't really like that. Can we not do that?
Yeah. So like, okay, then maybe we just won't do anything. And I feel like, I mean, the government's incapable of getting anything done anyways. Like, that's not however you stand, I think everyone would agree with that statement. It's bipartisan. Nothing can happen. So I think that's what's going to happen is nothing can happen. So, I mean, we could literally find out that, China knows everything about you. And they'd be like, well, but maybe I don't know if we can do anything about this. Like,
I don't know that this is the right line of thinking, but sometimes I think, what if they do know everything? Like, even if they know everything about like sometimes I'm like, this probably isn't the right line of thinking, but it's a thought I have sometimes. I'm like, well, so what? Like, that's certainly something someone would say.
I mean, it is. You would just say like, oh, but once you know enough, like, doesn't it make it really easy to pull the levers to start to
do
influence,
whatever, do things that you
influence a lot of really dumb people, whether they think they're being influenced or not. I think that's probably the bigger problem because, how much privacy do people really have now? Like, I don't know. Seems like if they wanted to know something about you specifically, like, it's just funny when you watch like the first 48. What does the cop do when they got to solve the mystery? First thing they do is start looking up everyone on Facebook. It's like, no one's secretive anymore. You can find people so easy. It's
Right.
And you can know everything about them and who they're associated with and who their friends are. And unless you're one of those rare people that's never had a social media account or online presence at all, which is becoming harder and harder to do. So, I mean, I don't think it's good that major corporations know everything about you and all your details, but it seems to be that the world we're in right now, you don't really have that as an option to opt out.
True. That's kind of true.
It
too.
is.
I
Like,
mean,
you don't.
You
don't.
Not if you want to participate in
Modern day society.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
You
if
could
you don't want,
take measures to.
yeah, but if you if you don't want to watch, if you don't want to have Netflix subscriptions and have any social media and have any online accounts, yeah, you're probably fairly hard to track, but also you're living in 1995.
Yeah.
Which, not that there's anything wrong with 1995, but when the rest of the world's living in 2022,
Right.
like you're kind of
95 did have some good movies and music.
no,
stuff,
I'm
though.
not debating that at all. Like it's like yeah, there's some merits to that, and I think a lot of people would love to live there, but that's not the world we live in. And also, yeah, try to partake in the modern world without a smartphone.
Well,
It's-
and that's what I think. Even people that think that they're like, no, I'm not participating in that stuff. I think you're not everyone. Some people probably are pretty off the grid, but like most of the people, they're still actually, even if they're taking some measures, they're still doing quite a bit of stuff that is popping up on those.
yes, whether it's
you know,
it could just be whether you think you're off the grid. Oh, I don't have accounts anywhere.
like,
well,
what about your bank? You know,
well, but also your ISP knows all the websites you're going to, and they sell that information to people. Like they might anonymize it somehow, but you're okay. Maybe you're hiding it behind a VPN, but even to that, there's extents that they can figure that stuff out. So
Yeah.
I think people are kind of living in a bubble if they think they're being secretive in any way. Really, in this day and age, you got to go to some crazy lengths to to stop that. But back to TikTok, though, yeah, it's probably bad. Probably pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like maybe that's it. It seems like, yeah, it's probably bad, but nobody's really going to do anything. Nothing. You know,
I don't think
that's
that.
just
Well,
what it is.
and the other, like Instagram, I've seen and heard things of people saying that they think the Instagram algorithm is trying to change to just be more like TikTok too, to change to be less of here's what you follow, here's what you should look at, and more of here's what we want to show you, here's what we want to show
think
you.
so, for
And like
sure.
my feed, I have to. Do you have it in your feed? Always pop up where, it'll just like every third post turns into a recommended thing. Like it's not your feed anymore.
because you
because you watched this one reel.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
or because
I
you
think-
follow some. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, oh no, I got tagged in that reel, so I went to go see it. Like I didn't intentionally watch that,
Right.
But now you think I want to see this, so and then it'll make like every third post about that, and you have to hit the little button in the corner, like don't show me recommendations, and then give it 2 weeks, and then they're somehow back, and then that's not even in their post. They mix those, and then they have the sideways slider of like different
Yep.
reels they're showing you.
Yep.
So yeah, even your Instagram feed is getting overtaken with the TikTok stuff, and then shorts on YouTube, and they're all just trying to do that same thing.
And speaking of, old man, get off my lawn. I wish Instagram was just the old chronological. I liked Instagram when it was the old.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
You
make
don't remember
money.
when you?
I know.
You,
It's like you get
go
caught
up and be like, it'd be like, yep, I caught up because I saw that earlier.
Well, I think it would literally display a thing. Wouldn't it do a little thing like
what
you're
it
caught
say?
up?
Yeah, okay.
Am I imagining that, or was that
I
a
don't
thing?
know. I don't remember that. But
I
I'm
almost
not
feel like
saying
there's a
that that's
check mark,
not
like you're all
okay.
caught up. I almost feel like it would actually say
but
that.
I remember that feeling. Be like, I didn't check Instagram since this morning, and now it's 3. I'm gonna check, and like you scroll through, and you're like, I just literally saw all the posts.
Yep, because
of
that's
people I followed in.
But yeah, and that's exactly. I 100%. I mean, I don't think it's. I 100% get why they do it because you don't check Instagram for 2 hours. You go on, swipe through, and in 30 seconds you get to the end. You're like, well, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Where now it's like you could go on, check it. You go on again, and you're new post, and then you're like, really? This is new? Oh, it's from 3 days ago, but you decided I should see it now to keep me coming back.
Yep.
And yep, that's what they do to keep people on that thing all day long.
Sneaky bastards.
Yep. It's kind of crazy how our whole major chunks of our actual economy are based around just showing ads to people all the time.
Yes.
like
and we're
major sections of the economy start to fall down if people can't see ads.
and we're even in on the system.
I know. It's a crazy thing. That is the crazy thing.
We're very active participators.
We're like in the most old school way of it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're participating at this is essentially over the air radio with ads. I mean, this is like
Right.
what they've been doing since the 1900s.
Right. But we even have paid social media ads though.
True, yeah, we do. I know. But like the fact that whole people's stock portfolio and well-being is tied to how successfully tech companies can show advertisements to people, and when they don't, like your well-being can suffer because of that.
And it's funny. There was like just yesterday or 2 days ago, there was an Instagram outage that was just affecting DMs.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. I didn't even know about that.
And I looked it up, and it was, globally affecting some people's DMs, where it went from like the afternoon of maybe Monday afternoon until it went like, I would say 24-hour span or a little bit more, where I didn't get, no DMs came into the Massenomics page, and I couldn't send any out. If I went to send some, it wasn't showing as sent. And there was maybe like a 30-hour period. And then all of a sudden the bug got fixed, and I had like 24, all of a sudden I had like 24 DMs that showed up. But it's just funny, like how much of our business, because we have customers with just customer service questions hitting us up daily, like about sizing, maybe returns, availability of products. Like that stuff happens all the time through Instagram DMs, like multiple a day. So if that's not working for a day, we all of a sudden can't, like,
it kind of messes up business.
Yeah. And then we have, athletes we work with that we're commuting with, people that we're lining up for podcast guests that we're talking with on there all the time, that a lot of those people, like, it's our primary way to communicate with them. And it's just another one of those realizations where it's like, we at times rely so heavily on this thing that we really have no control of whatsoever.
I know. Well, and we've done a decent job. Like, and we've talked about this, like trying to hedge our bets where, if Instagram were to just crash and burn, we have a decent email list. Yeah. We have a Discord
very
community.
Very
active community. Yeah. I mean, those are, I guess, our two biggest things to hedge against that.
Right.
But there's some people that if Instagram were to go away, like, all right, you might as well just.
And we have this podcast.
Yeah, we have this, actually, yes.
Which is
that's actually the biggest one. Even
it's not necessarily the great two-way communication device,
but as far as like existing from a marketing touch that doesn't exist in social media,
right?
There's a lot of people though that just you might as well just throw the key in the ocean and business is done here. And it would be huge it'd be major if that happened. That would suck too, but
it would be very bad.
There's a lot of people that would be, that would be the end right then. Like you wouldn't even have a fighting chance. It's done.
Yeah. So that was what was that segment?
State of social media 2022.
With a little bit of cybersecurity, global economy, political, all wrapped into one.
And I guess the final point is just don't go on Twitter, right?
Oh, we didn't even have to say the
I
word. I
still
Twitter.
Get shocked that many people that tweets make the news headlines. It still shocks me. I'm like,
isn't it kind of funny that it's over all these years, it's never even like between the couple of us, it's never like piqued our interest enough to like really be involved in it over all these years.
It's all it is just people like trying to have these dumb hot takes to like try and go viral. Like there are some genuinely like funny stuff.
Yeah.
People do some funny things, but it seems like so much of it now, especially, is like just politics of people trying to have their political hot take and get put on the news, like whether it's politicians or personalities. And like, man, it is just, it feels like just the lowest effort, dumbest stuff. And then like people pick it up and run with it.
You know what my favorite tweets are? The fake Massenomics tweets on Massenomics Instagram.
I do like those a lot. Yep. But are they real though? Maybe they're real, but they're coming from an unknown account.
We'll let you guys be the judges on, guys and girls be the judges on that.
Those are the only tweets I like.
Yeah, that's for sure. Make sure to check us out on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
We do have TikTok.
Get on it.
We don't have Twitter, so we used to, but we got into a thing and it was just easier to delete it than to even continue to have it.
We had too many political hot takes, so we had to delete our Twitter.
YouTube also.
Yes.
We didn't talk about YouTube that much, but subscribe on YouTube. Check out, we put the podcast out there in full video every week.
I don't want to commit us to anything, but I was reminded of something today that we have to do, Tanner. We need a 2022
gym
tour
update.
video.
And there has been a lot to update.
Yeah,
so,
there's a lot to talk about. So it would.
Yeah.
And last year, I think it came out in about June or July-ish. And it was actually recorded in like January, February. So it's been close to 18 months since we recorded a
The thing
tour
about
video.
Massenomics Gym is there's always new stuff coming. So I'm always like, oh, maybe we should wait a little bit until
Just
the
wait
next
for that one more thing.
Yeah,
one more
but
thing.
then there's just always the next one
I
more
know.
thing. So you just got to do it. And then, so that came out. We published that like a year ago.
I think it was last June-ish.
But we had recorded it like 6 months prior to that.
Yeah,
so we have like a year and a half of change. The gym looks much different.
It is.
We
didn't have
should
any
do
of the
that
racks
sometime.
then, I don't think, did we?
No.
That's crazy.
None
We
of
had
the racks that we have.
Three
there.
Rogue racks. We had just got the Ghost Combo rack. That's
I
what.
think so, yeah.
That was the cool thing. We just
Yeah.
got that. Still the cool thing, but we've got a lot of new
Yeah.
stuff since then.
Yes.
A lot of new stuff.
We should do that sometime. Though.
Yeah, we can do it quick and dirty.
Yeah. Support our sponsors. Participate in the Drink Spotter Trick Shot contest that we've got going on starting now. You could win your very own 24 karat gold plated Drink Spotter or our Drink Spotter caution safety sign. Also very cool. And that went for sale here today on Monday also. So go buy those. We don't have a ton of inventory on those, but we do have enough to satisfy some of you. And that's a cool piece. If you have a Drink Spotter, you should probably have that sign to go with it.
You really want that. I'm just thinking here, what do you think would happen if you took the gold plated Drink Spotter and took it to the pawn shop from Pawn Stars and had those guys look at it? Do you think they'd have a guy for it?
Oh, they'd have a guy they have a guy that's really an expert on gold plated drink spotters.
Because I think they would. And that got me thinking, I want to meet that guy. I want to know who that guy is. And I want to meet him.
You know who it is? Who that guy is? I actually know who that guy is. There is a guy that would probably be an expert on gold plated drink spotter. It's Efren.
Yep.
Efren, they would have to know Efren
They'd
because
somehow know
he
him.
would be he's the only man that loves gold gym equipment and also has a drink spotter, and he currently has a visually looking gold drink spotter. So
they
he would be
probably
the
know
guy.
him. Yeah.
He would be the guy. He'd have to bring him to Las Vegas down to down to the Pawn Stars, whatever. Okay. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.